All right, guys, what's going on? This is your boy like when I've endure, and this is another generation. And I had another generation and really put to this, but I'm gonna push it back to next week because I think that'll be good. And then this week I want to put this because this is very important in my opinion. Again, remember I did a video 2 weeks ago talking about gaming is gonna get expensive. And then of course I had to reply to Edemion's illogical and stupid video as well too, because that was stupid as well too. But just gaming is getting expensive. So I come across this video. I used this guy's video before. These are the guys who convinced me that the Switch Pro controller was worth it. So 128 kilobytes KB. That's kilobytes, but I want to use their video because so far, for what I'm hearing, it sounds reasonable, and they're not. When I mean reasonable, like they're not throwing chucking fire like most idiot people on the internet saying, "Oh, let's go and blame Nintendo for all this. Price is expensive, blah blah. It's Nintendo's fault." Huh? What? No. The cost of the price and Crucial being what they did, and again, I said it's the Crucial, FU Crucial, hope it implodes in your face, but FD and Crucial and those guys literally have made market more expensive. So, shout outs again to, you can watch the video without my commentary, of course, at 128 kilobyte. That's the channel. Anyway, let's get into it. Because they're talking about what I said before. I said this before they did this video. This is the time to go. Yeah, it sucks. If you go work it in. This is the time to buy your consoles and your peripheral. I never said buy a Nintendo Switch 2. I said buy anything you think you need in that. Because even Samsung, I just watched a report, even Samsung, who makes memory and stuff, having problems to supply their phones. Son of a gun, it's getting crazy. This AI revolution is crap to me. It sucks. It really does. But anyway.
Number one reason you should buy your handheld right now.
Things are happening and happening very quickly, and it could mean that 2026, which should be the year of the handheld, might be the year the handheld is doomed.
That's very true.
In fact, it might mean all gaming peripherals are no longer obtainable, I think is actually where we're headed.
Yeah, it's a very sort of dark and grey area for 2026. And whilst we've always been the advocates of buy what you can now, just because there's always going to be like a next generation or whatever, there's kind of more so a reason to actually get it right this second. And that just actually applies to any kind of electronic piece of tech, not just your handhelds as well.
If you're looking at any computing device, whether it's a gaming device or anything with storage or with RAM, basically, you need to be considering getting your purchases in now, because we are seeing insane price spikes in RAM and in storage, and it's already having a knock-on effect into handheld.
That's why for my PC, thank the Lord. When I built my PC, and again, I hope I can do that video. That video gonna take a long time to edit, but I gotta edit the video, and put it on, put it up for you guys to watch with my video. But my PC, I have me 4 terabytes for main drive. I think 4 terabytes for my video drive, to my videography and stuff like that. 2 terabytes for a backup drive, 1 terabyte for another backup drive, another terabyte for another drive, and I have me at 8 terabytes for another backup drive. So I have a lot of that on my computer. I'm not taking no chances. So lucky for me, I ain't gotta buy stuff like this. Thank goodness.
Gaming and gaming at large as well. We're seeing the prices starting to creep, the costs being passed on to the consumer.
Absolutely.
Customers,
if graphics cards was all about crypto, then RAM is all about AI, and it's the AI companies server centers and all the rest of it are eating up RAM like you do not understand.
And also storage. So all the
Yeah.
Yep.
flash storage and everything as well. So yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword here with both RAM and any sort of like solid state drives as well. They're just going to
Correct.
start flying in price.
We've seen like anecdotal things, stuff like 32 gig of DDR5 was costing more than a PS5 Pro in some territories already.
Yeah, which was insane.
Absolutely insane.
Insane,
You were saying
yeah.
about an anecdotal story about Samsung, who are a RAM
And that's why I like that. That's why I'm doing this video. I liked it because they're talking about that. Yes, PS5, Xbox, all these gonna get affected. It's not a Nintendo thing, and it's not Nintendo's fault. No Xbox thing. AI is the new gold mine, the new gold rush. Crypto was that back in 2000. Now you have another gold rush, and this is what they're going towards.
manufacturer, or one of them companies is a RAM manufacturer, refusing orders to their own phones because of stock
Insane.
shortages.
Wait,
Absolutely
rewind
insane.
until again.
You were saying about an anecdotal story about Samsung, who are a RAM manufacturer, or one of them companies is a RAM manufacturer, refusing orders to their own phones because of
Yes.
stock shortages.
Insane.
Yeah.
And also, not anecdotally, actually confirmed, is Micron, one of the 3 RAM manufacturers, have stepped out of the consumer market entirely.
Purely
Yep.
because of the AI situation. So they've just taken a step back and said, we're no longer going to be servicing consumers because, you know, we've got too much of a demand basically on the other side.
And for anyone who's ever touched a PC and considered upgrading it, you'll know what Micron's consumer arm was, and it's crucial.
Crucial, yeah.
It's where I always got RAM. It was the
Yeah.
OGs for upgrading
Yep,
your
I have
your
crucial. I think
RAM.
that's what I have
That
for
was
my,
crucial.
for my PlayStation upgrade
The
too. My PlayStation
RAM
hard
and
drive.
storage. So, you know, drives. It was the one place. If you bought a laptop, you go onto their website, type your serial number in, and it will show you exactly which RAM kit you need
Yeah.
or which, you know, SSD. And you knew that it would be affordable, really good performance.
Yeah.
My Edison PC behind me, all the drives in that are from Crucial.
Yeah,
You know, the RAM kits I used to use in laptops were from Crucial.
yeah.
You know, I always chose Crucial because it was always a good balance between performance and cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, so that them
Me
just
too.
disappearing is mind blowing to me.
It's huge, and they're not
Yes,
disappearing because they've gone out of
agreed.
business. They're disappearing because the demand is so much from B2B sales with the AI nonsense that's going on that
It is.
it's easy for them to focus on that. To give you an indication of some of the costs involved, Switch 2, obviously close to our heart, got a lot of stick at launch for being expensive. We think it's the best value console there is, especially handheld
Thank you.
now.
Absolutely.
But Switch 2 RAM prices and have increased 41%, and their storage is up 8%.
And I brought you with that video last week talking about that, and that's what the $14 billion was basically futures. It wasn't that Nintendo lost money. It's people are selling their stocks because they don't think that's going to be the future. Which to me is kind of crazy. But hey, what do you expect? So they didn't lose money, but you cannot 41% and 8%. It sucked. But you can't, as a company, you can't eat that cost. You can't. It's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be expensive.
So
Yeah, that's nuts,
right there.
isn't it?
That's a significant.
And I'm not faulting Nintendo only because Xbox have to do it, and so is PlayStation, and so is computer products. It's just gonna happen. It sucks.
Cost increase. It's a tough time for tech. Like when you consider
Yep.
they're having to deal with tariffs and they're having to deal with this as well. Like cost of everything's increasing everywhere. A 41% increase in RAM prices. There is no way that they can sustain that long term without passing the cost on.
No, not at all. Especially when you can see they're trying to keep costs down anyway, despite people thinking it's expensive.
Yep.
When you look at the price of like a PS5 Pro, and it's like nearly like 800.
Yep.
You look at these other handhelds, well above 1,000. You know, like Nintendo have got the low price here. They can't eat that up. A 41%
No,
and an
you're correct.
8% increase in what it will cost them to manufacture. Like they're already subsidizing the cost by increasing the cost of the accessories because of, you know, tariffs and things like that in the Americas. I feel like we're going to get a worldwide increase in price.
Yeah.
Oh,
on
we're
the
going to get
Switch
a
2
worldwide increase.
next year.
That's,
Yeah.
that
It's
is
almost
correct.
a definite.
You hit the nail on the head exactly with Nintendo. It's low cost at the moment because it's subsidized by software and accessories, and they know that they're going to get a lot of those sales, so they can take a small margin on the console, let's say, but that will eat any margin that they have, meaning they're selling definitely
It
a loss,
will.
which is unsustainable really long term.
It is.
So that prices will have to increase if that price increase sustains on RAM. On Xbox, so looking at the Xbox Series consoles, it's estimated that the cost of RAM is going to increase in them between $80 and $100 per console.
There you go.
Yeah, that's insane. And we've already seen
And they already went up there. He might be saying that right now. And they already raised the prices twice already.
price hikes on the Xbox consoles
Yep.
over the past 12
There you
months
go.
anyway.
There you go.
So having another price hike on that, sort of 5-6 years into the generation.
I know. What's
Yeah, sucks. And that's one of the reasons I was saying when people are talking about, oh, they didn't raise the prices on it, and then Switch 1 and Switch blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And it should be dropping down the prices. Yeah. If we were doing stuff like the old school where we were doing back then when stuff was getting cheaper to make. It's not. Tech has, the AI and the tech market has ballooned like crazy, and prices are not going down like they used to do. It's not obsolete as much as before. People have been buying older stuff 20 years ago and still working to it right now. I literally got to figure out how to, because I do have a cooler for AMD. I gotta see if I can find out where I'll sell it back or something. But an AMD Threadripper cooler. I didn't need it now because I got me what I have right now. But a Threadripper cooler, that cooler, I know it's worth money. I have memory from my old PC, which is DDR4. I need to put that back on the market because I got DDR5 with my new computer, and I need to see how to sell that. So yeah, prices are going crazy.
What's the retail price on an Xbox Series like X now? It's like 400, is it something like that?
I'm not
450?
too sure on the price. I think it's pushing 500. Yeah, I know in America it goes even higher when you look at the 2 terabyte model.
Sure,
I think it's
sure, yeah.
800.
Yeah, but if you just say like the baseline's around that £400 to £500 mark, 100 increase in that, you're looking at a 20 to 25% increase in price just on the components inside of it.
Correct.
That doesn't include or look at what the flash storage price is for inside that.
Exactly.
Or the accessories that you might buy for like the Seagates and those
Yep.
expansion
Yeah,
storage.
Exactly that, yeah. And that's one thing we didn't touch on the Switch 2 is it's kind of only accepts micro SD card express, which is already the most expensive form of storage out there. You know, it's like £60 or like $80 for 256 gig upgrade.
Ooh.
Like, imagine what that's going to start.
That's crazy. And thank the Lord I bought mine early. 1, 2. Thank the Lord also that I only buy physical games. Majority of it. Thank you.
Costing, you know, the 2 terabyte ones, or is it? I think the 1 terabyte ones are like £200 already. Like well over $200.
We all assumed, like, don't worry about it. It's just because it's the only console that's using it. It's a new format. It will drop as more people buy it. When there's going to be this much competition for all types of flash storage in general, then the price isn't going to drop.
It's not going to drop.
So I can't imagine that 1 terabyte flash storage is going to drop anytime soon.
No,
and it's the same with even if you've already got, let's say, your Xbox or your Switch 2, and you're looking at getting one of those expansion cards or a micro SD card express, or even if you've got a PS5 and you're looking or planning on getting a like a Gen 4 SSD to upgrade it with, you definitely want to be looking at that right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's actually a really interesting point with like Crucial stepping out of the consumer market, or Micron, with these price rises coming. When you're looking at consoles and console manufacturers and then like OEMs like Asus and Lenovo and stuff, for a short period of time, depending on how much stock they already have, they can eat the price increase for it may be a quarter, it may be 3 months, but there's a period of time in which they can swallow the cost because
Yes.
they haven't had to buy the parts at this new inflated
Yeah,
price.
they've already got it. Yeah.
No, you
But
got
if you're
it.
looking at components, you have to jump in as soon as possible because it's only going to go up from here.
Yep.
But because you're dealing with individual components, you get to see the price rises immediately.
Yes, yeah, that's why we're seeing those jumps on RAM and why it's like the equivalent of a PlayStation 5
Yeah.
like versus,
Yep.
which is just absolutely insanity. I do worry for the Xbox handhelds, so the Ally and the Ally X, because they're already pretty pricey.
Expensive.
I mean,
Yep.
here in the UK, the
Yeah.
Ally X is 800. It's 1,000 in America.
Yeah.
What's that going to jump up to? You know, the Legion Go is really expensive already, breaking 1,000.
There you go.
So what's that going to jump up to? The same with the MSI devices, you know, like
What does this mean for the Steam machine as well? It's not even hit the market.
I was wondering about that because we've been speculating ourselves on how we think it's already going to be higher cost than everyone thinks. Everyone keeps thinking for some reason it's going to be like 500.
Definitely.
Yeah.
no way.
No
Who
way.
thought that?
750 to 1,000, yes. And
yeah.
I said
now
1,000.
with these kind of price increases, you're probably looking well over 1,000
There you
It
go.
could well
if
be.
this keeps up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could see a two-tier pricing happening really quickly where the launch models are a price and then in the next quarter there's a price increase. It's a wild
Yes.
time because we, like you said with the Xbox, we never see price increases mid-generation. It's normally decreasing.
Yeah.
But we've already
But
seen
things
multiple
have
little
changed.
steps from all the manufacturers going up. And it's because of things like this. And now this is accelerating that. We're likely to see another step up again.
yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. It's literally
Wanna
gonna be
sleep in-
crazy. It's gonna get crazy because again, that's my point. I've stated that crash. It's so funny how I predicted this crash back in 2015, and this is gonna happen. Y'all, these prices y'all thought was gonna be is gonna stay the same. No, it's not. But hey, again, and you can go back to my past podcasts and casts that I used to do and see I talked about stuff like this. But again, and as Addison would call me Nostradamus, but he used the N word. But anyway, but yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, so right now, the reason we are saying buy in now, if you're looking at the consoles, you've probably got a bit more of lead time because they tend to buy bigger stock because they're dealing with more customers.
Yeah, there should be more stock out there
Yeah.
at your local stores.
Yes.
You know, they'll probably have like warehouses full of them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So there might be a bit of a grace period there versus if you were independently trying to buy a stick of RAM or a drive.
Yes, yeah, 100%. And then in
Correct.
between that, then you're looking at the OEM PC manufacturers, which will have less stockpiling because they're selling smaller numbers. They're selling in the hundreds of thousands rather than in the millions. Their prices are likely to step up really quickly, and we've already started to see that. The Lenovo Legion Go 2 Z2E price has stepped up in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, so the Z2, well, actually all variants.
Yeah.
So, but the Z2 itself, so here in the EU, UK, we get the Z2 with the 32 gig of RAM, and that's jumped up from 999 euros to 1,149 euros.
It's a 15% increase.
Yep.
Yeah. We're unaffected in the
yep.
UK right this second
Yeah.
at the time of filming, but I imagine
Oh,
very
it's
soon
coming.
it'll probably start climbing.
And
Yeah, it's
we
not
don't
hard.
know if that's because of RAM or if that was another factor that's increased that price because 15% isn't in line with what we're hearing or seeing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's definitely not what we're seeing in the commercial RAM, the consumer RAM market. That's stepped up more than 15%. And when we're hearing what's happening to Nintendo, they're at a 40% increase. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine these OEM manufacturers can swallow a 40% increase in RAM.
They can't.
No, it's going to be passed on to consumers.
Yeah, so maybe
It has to.
you're looking at a 15-20% increase in overall prices for these.
It has to.
And then, like you say, if you consider the Asus devices in the UK, what's it, 500 and 800 for the two different models?
Yes, yeah.
So you'd be looking at what, 600 and 960 if it was in line with
Something
what we're
like that.
hearing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's tough sales. So the point being, if you're sat on the fence right now and you've been umming and ahhing, should I step in? Next year I might get it now.
Yeah,
Please,
Yeah,
that's
get it
what
now.
I was saying.
Even the
That is what I
used
was
side
saying.
will go up in line.
Yeah.
Because people will chance it and be like, oh, look. And then everything's just going to go up across the board
Yeah.
on that front.
Yes, it's dark. I don't know what this means for the handheld market in 2026 in general. Like, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
hurt.
Just gaming
This
in
is
general
gonna-
as well, I feel.
it's going
like
to hurt.
on all fronts, I feel it's going to be bad. But yeah, especially with the handheld stuff, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Let us know down in the comments down below if you've learned anything more about this as well, because it's obviously a fast-moving, developing thing. Let us
It
know
is.
down in the comments. And if you are considering getting
Like I said,
it, are you going to jump before the price rise comes?
I think this is the best time to get it as much as you can. It's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna suck. It's gonna. That's what you get it now, before the price hike goes up. So yeah, it's going to hurt, guys. And I feel for. And this is not a Nintendo thing. Like I said, it's all consoles and all computers and everything. It's gonna hurt everything. It's really bad. So everybody with this AI nonsense, business, whatever, they're trying to make their money. So whatever. I just wanted again to just talk about this. And again, it's kind of crazy that they make their own ones and they can't even put it on their own products. That's how crazy it is that Samsung can't even put it on their own products. That's how messed up it is. So we'll see how that works out, man. If you need to buy, I think for real, this is the right time to buy. No ifs, ands about it. It sucks, but I'm just saying it's the best choice for right now. Really, it is. So wish y'all luck. Hope you can find one for Christmas. Get them deals where you get them deals at, and be careful and do not buy no second hand to a certain degree. I know you're gonna think, oh, let me get second hand. It ain't gonna worth it. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna worth it, because you don't know if that console was bricked or not. Do not do that. It suck. I know everybody could buy. You want second hand. You could buy cheaper. I get that, but the way things are going right now, that was not my advice. So if you're gonna buy a Switch 2, do not do that way. If you're gonna buy other consoles, you can do that way. Be careful. And also, like I said, I have a video. You'll see, it's already up on the channel to be broadcast next week. But talking about a key card situation. Hope we'll see how that works out. Because this really affects the key card situation as well too. All right. With that said, I'll catch y'all next time. Remember, there's no perfect news out there. There's perfect news not perfect to me. What's perfect to me not perfect to you. Simply enjoy games on all consoles, including PC. Peace out.